Hi, it's Sarah Poet, and thanks for joining me. I am being inundated by some afternoon sun here, but who doesn't love a little sunshine? Thanks for joining me. We are at such an incredible time in history, and we really are changing how we use our time and energy as women. And I'm so excited to be talking to you about this. So let me ask you this. Are you currently juggling seemingly more than ever, meanwhile, really wanting things to drastically improve, meanwhile, wanting to live in more alignment with those inner knowings inside of you? It's like you know that the world needs to change, and you imagine that it's probably going to need to happen right inside your own home and your own life first. And yet, you're not exactly sure exactly how that's going to happen. Is that you? Perfect, perfect. We are all in the same boat here. This is the modern women conundrum, right? We're awakening at the same time that the world is carrying on, and it needs our help. Okay, so I'm so glad to connect with you right here, right now. This is that time. It's that pivotal time. We need to align and prioritize and create, and we need to do this in a way that increases our life force energy rather than depletes us, right? Because we've done the hustle and depletion thing that's not working. So today I'm going to talk about how to craft appropriate time and energy boundaries with a tool that I use in Structure and Flow called the Concentric Circles Boundary Sheet. Say that a few times fast. So Concentric Circles Boundary Sheet. Because I always look at the big picture and then I go back to the personal impact, big and small, out and in, I'm going to review a little bit. So in my first video, I shared how every woman that I've spoken to since COVID started intuitively knew that this was a time of really great change. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, this change will come through women and women's bodies. I won't go into all of the reasons why right now, but I have a very strong knowing about that. Please trust me. I also shared in the last video some of my journey of finding my way as a soulful entrepreneur when I left a more traditional career, and I discovered a really deep need to be in right relationship with time, with structure, with resources, with my intuition, essentially all things feminine and masculine. And until I came into this feminine and masculine harmony, I don't really call it a balance because it's not balanced. It's like they're in relationship, okay? It's a recalibration. That's the word that I'm using. Until I got those two to work together, I floundered. In a time of so many women waking up to the truth of who they are, and this is you and me and every one of us watching, we need tools and we need community as to how we are going to do this, okay? We do not need to give away our time and energy haphazardly anymore. You know this. We do not need to run ourselves dry of energy. That's exhausting. And we need to stop giving our time where it is out of alignment for us to give it. This is our life force energy and it's precious. We need the courage to align to what we know inside. We need the time to listen to that inner voice. And how in the world do we find that? We need community to say, I see that inner truth in you and I believe in you fully. And when women do this for one another, this is such big medicine. In my women's groups and in my mastermind, it's really the number one reason that women's lives change. They allow themselves to get courageous and admit what they want and then have other women actually support it. It's radical because it's like you've got nothing to hide, finally. And it's radical to put yourself first and to put your sacred nature first. So not just finding the time for yourself, but actually really valuing that self-worth, okay? We have been told that to put ourselves first makes us less of a woman. We've been told that our families suffer when we choose this. And this really creates an inner turbulence that I know you can relate to. So in Structure and Flow, we really work to repair that self-worth. And in the 12-week group coaching program that is coming up, remember, there is a community component. So we are all using the workbook, that's a 12-week workbook, and going through this system that really allows for this transformation. And we're doing it inside of a community. And now I'm going to share with you the first tool. The boundary sheet is where we start. Every week, at the beginning of the week, you fill out a new boundary sheet. And here it is. Here's the graphic in the book. And you'll notice that circle number 1, there's 7 circles, and there are never more or less than 7. Okay, we always work within that. And in this first circle, it says self and the sacred. Okay, so here in this circle, no one else gets to be in this circle with you. It's you and your relationship to the sacred, to the divine, whatever you call that, you know, and how you care for you. And then from there, in the circles that emanate out from there, you put in the rest of the choices and demands on your time and energy, and you decide, how close do I want this week to myself, my center? So even if we have a job that we have to show up to, but you know, maybe there's someone at that job that depletes your energy, or maybe the job itself is not very life-giving, you can actually move it back on the concentric circles energetically and put some things in here that really fulfill you. And then you actually start to see your life force energy increase just by organizing your concentric circles. And then in the pages that follow this, there are daily sheets. There's a daily sheet for every day of the week. And what you do is you always keep in mind your concentric circles when you are planning your day, when you are planning that thing that we culturally call self-care, but it's really central to our lives, and when you are prioritizing your time and who gets your energy. And then we can also talk about how to, you know, conserve your energy if you do have to go to like a 9 to 5, it would deplete you seemingly. You know, if you have to go to a 9 to 5, it might be like really, really close to yourself, but maybe it doesn't belong there. Maybe it belongs out here. And then you actually think, oh, how can I increase my life force energy and not, you know, even though I have to show up in time at that job, maybe I can actually give less of my self, my life force energy. Okay, so that's a little bit about how we use those concentric circles. And I'll come back in the next video and give you another tool. But just really keep in mind that when we align to the truth of who we are first, and the truth of our desires, and the truth of where we want our time and energy to go, and then we craft our daily activities from there, it's really a new concept of engagement, a new concept for how we engage with time. And this can really lead to a lot of creation and manifestation energy. So I do want to remind you that next Wednesday, on the 7th of October, we will be talking about actual manifestation through masculine structure and feminine flow, and how these two can work together to actually bring forward more of what you are desiring. So we are aligning time, we are aligning energy, we're aligning resources so that you can get focused and take action in the direction of what you want to see manifest. So I look forward to seeing you there. Please always feel free to leave comments on the video or reply to the email. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know any questions that you might have, and don't forget to sign up for the webinar. So much love. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon.